Hi everyone, it's Monday, October 18th, and I think this is Flosstube 19, 17? I don't know the exact number, I have to look at it. So today, pretty much same as the other videos, I have a little bit of a haul, some finishes, and I'm gonna do kind of like a whip parade. Haven't gone through all of my whips in quite a while, so we'll get all of that looked at. And I have a new start also. So we'll start with our finishes first. I have 3 full FFOs, fully finished objects, and I've turned them all into pillows. It's easy. Pretty much you just stuff it, like I talked about it in my last video where I buy pillows and use the stuffing from that. So this is the Dogs of Disney Stitch Along from Abby Sue Designs. So we've got the words down here at the bottom, and my son wanted to put in the extra bonus dogs that she has with the pattern, so those are down at the bottom. And then he chose this lovely little dog print cotton material that we found at Walmart, I think, actually, really cheap. So he loves this. It goes on his bed. My next one is I think I showed it to you in the last video, the Snowflake polar bear. It's fully finished into a pillow. So I had asked my mom what she wanted for the fabric on the back, and she chose white. So it'll go nicely with her couch. And it's just a cute little pillow, little cushion for the couch. The next ones that I have done, they're gonna crinkle a bit because I have them wrapped up ready to go. But it's the little dog Christmas ornaments that I had taken on for my coworkers. So I have them all wrapped up nicely in the bag. And then we've got the felt with the string to hang them on the tree. So I've got 15 in total for all of these. I was quite impressed with myself getting them all actually finished and done up on time, so it's ready to go for Christmas. So that's it for my finishes, and what I'm going to show you now is my haul that I got yesterday from the secondhand store. I came across a package that had a book of patterns, but it was for some really old-fashioned vest type patterns that cut chenille, I think it was called, and basically like you sew extra fabric onto the vest and then you cut between the lines. I don't know, it was really old-fashioned. So the pattern book has gone in the far depths of my closet because I will never use that. But with the package that I had seen, because I was just kind of looking through things, there was this very large bolt with the book of fabric, and it is 32 count linen. It's 2 meters worth of fabric. I couldn't believe it, and it only cost $7. So that's okay that I'll never use that pattern book because I got this even better. So I did have to wash it because it has it had that smell, the like musty house perfume smell kind of thing. So washed it, dried it in the dryer, made it a little bit fuzzy, but it's still workable. And like the count on this, I counted up the holes, and it is 32 holes per inch. So It's just a little bit not even, like not really noticeable. So definitely linen, not an even weave, but not like really bad. Like I got some linen from Amazon that it was awful. Everything that I made was either tall or fat, wide. So this year it's a lot more even, and I will show you in just a moment how I know that. So like $7 for over 2 meters of fabric. It was 2.5 by 1 meter that I counted. I'm going to do so much stuff with it, and I'm going to dye some of it because I want to see it, because that is also my next haul. I came across 3 packages of Tintex dye, powdered dye. So I'm going to be doing some ice dyeing. So I've got black, dark plum, and tiger lily. It's like an orange. And all unopened. I'm going to have fun with this because I don't have these colors in powder. And I've been seeing some pretty wicked results with ice dyeing with these colors. So I want to give it a try. Because my liquid black, it doesn't really stay black. So I want to see what the powder black will do. Very excited about that. So that was it for my hauls. That's all I got this week. And both from the secondhand store. So I was pretty impressed with that. The dyes alone, I think it was only $1.99 for the bag of 3. So I have my little pile here. This isn't part of the whip parade, but it's what I've been working on this week because I've been off work. It's been kind of, it was supposed to be my vacation, but I had said in the last video that we had gotten potentially hit by COVID, and our tests all came back negative, so we weren't. But it was, my son did have an exposure in his school, so he just happened to catch a cold at the same time, which made us all very nervous. But no, it was just a cold. He tested out negative, and we all did. We all took the test. So with his class, the exposures, they have to close the school for a day for cleaning and contact tracing. And then sometimes it's 2 days, depending on how hard it is to contact trace, I guess. And so he's been off school last week for more than a day because then they found out it was in his class. So they had to be out for the full week. So today he is back at school. And hopefully we won't be getting too many more exposures. Things are not looking too great here, but I mean, definitely it's been worse outside in other places, but this is the worst we've had it so far. So I didn't get to have my vacation was supposed to be spring cleaning, kind of. So I did maybe just about half of what I had originally planned. It's a little bit harder when the house is full of people. So instead, I spent a lot of my free time stitching this week. So I was able to catch up on quite a few whips. Not like fully caught up, but I've actually put a good dent in it because I was really far behind. So this one here, I've only got like four or five colors left to do. This is the Magic Kingdom one by Stewart Cunningham. So I've got Sleeping Beauty here all finished and one of the fairies, and I'm moving my way up. So I'm going to get the tower here finished up, and then I'm going to work on the other 2 fairies to finish them off. And there's a couple of blues that still need to go in there also, but it's coming along really nicely. This month here, has taken me a lot longer than the other months. There's a lot of color change, like there's so many colors in this one. And it seems like there's like one stitch, new color, one stitch, new color. So almost like confetti. But it's still a very nice piece and I'm still in love with it. So my next one that I haven't been able to work on, that I haven't worked on in a long time, I should say, not haven't been able to. But now that I'm all caught up with my Halloween stuff, that's my plan, is I want to start working on the whips and getting them down. So this is the Parks and Recreation one from the Enablers group. Melissa Muehlberger. This is her pattern. So I was able to finish off Mouse Rat. I only had the outline last time. So I filled him in. And then I also have in Kaboom. So that's all I've done. I feel like I did so much more than that. No, that's all I did. And I still have to fill in the white on We Fell in the Pit. I haven't done the white here. I'm not really sure if I'm going to do the white because it doesn't look bad without it. So I might just leave it as that. I don't know. We'll see. So that's that one. I'm going to do some more work on it this week, I'm sure. One of the ones that really needed to be caught up was my Peppermint Purple square blocks here. This is the 2021 Sal. I'm doing the square pattern with teals and browns. And I had done all of this and a couple over here. So I went through and did about 10 weeks worth because I was done at 20 and I just finished 30. So 10 weeks worth, 10 blocks. I still love this. And they're like, the blocks are really easy to knock out. It's just getting it on my stand to actually do it. But it's just gorgeous. And this is one that I'm also going to make into a cushion for my couch. Because my house, you might not be able to see it behind me, but my house is mostly teal and brown. My kitchen area. And next up, I haven't actually ever shown you this because I didn't want it to spoil the surprise for my mother-in-law because it's going to be a gift for her. But I don't think she's been watching my videos. So that's okay. So I'm going to show this one to you. This is the Steady Thread. Her black work flowers. These are the vases. So what I've done with the vases is I have two colors that I'm using, variegated threads for the vases. So one is 4504 and 4505. So I'm alternating between the two. Kind of, not necessarily like every other vase, but it's just kind of a little hodgepodge. I don't have any rhyme or reason. And then what I've done for the flowers is I'm trying to keep them as true to natural color as possible. So every time I do a flower, I do a lot of Googling of the photos of what the flowers look like in the wild. And the bluebells right now are my absolute favorite. So I'm having a lot of fun with this one. The white flowers are extremely hard. I thought they would show up so well because I'm using fiddler's cloth, but they don't. Like, they really, really fade in. So I'm not changing them because if you look in person up close, you can see the white thread. It's just you have to really look. So there's only like I think a handful, and like some of them I've been able to find other colors to do instead of the white. So far so good. It's just that one was apparently only white, that flower. So it's going to stay that way. But this has been another catch-up one. Also, I think I did an extra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did 6 weeks worth of catching up on that one. And there's still a lot more to go because I think I'm like 12 weeks behind. And again, that one too, it's an easy one to knock out. Just, I was getting very distracted with all my Halloween ones. I was just like in a zone and I kept finding new ones to do. So I just, new one, new Halloween, new Halloween. But now I'm done. My 21 are done. And I have made it so that I'm not doing any more until next year. So then it'll go towards my next year's count. Because otherwise I would just keep going and then I'll never get my whips done. So those are the whips that I've been working on just this week. No, I have one more, sorry. I also did some work on the Tale as Old as Time. I've finished the Enchantress. She's adorable. I hope you can see her. I can't see you, so there we go. So I finished the Enchantress and I've got the face started of the Beast, the Prince. And this pattern here for this block, she gave us the option to fill in the background or leave it blank to highlight our fabric if we want. And I'm going to leave it blank, but I'm going to add in the stars and moon that she put with the background. I've seen a couple of people do that and it looks really, really nice. So I'm going to follow suit and do that as well. And okay, so that's it for that. So I do have a new start this week. I started it last night. After washing and drying my linen, I needed to try it out. And in the Enablers group, Kim Salazar has a sale going on, epic fandom sale. And it is epic in that it is 440 some odd numbers, stitches long, banner style, and band style. It's black work, and each band represents a new fandom, basically. So you can choose to leave off some bands, you can choose to do all of them, or just in between each one she has, I think she calls them filler bands. So there's like raspberries and vines, palm trees, that kind of thing. So it just kind of changes as it goes down. And so 440 stitches is very long. And I didn't, not that I didn't want to waste Ada, but I didn't know how many bands I'm going to add on. So I was kind of like maybe waiting till the end just to see. And then I didn't know what to dye it, but then I wanted to use variegated thread, so maybe not dyeing. But I didn't want just plain white. So, and you can't find fiddler's cloth. I can't find fiddler's cloth unless I'm like special ordering it for that size. So it's just kind of been in the back burner. I've been saving the patterns, but haven't actually jumped on anything. Well, then I found that linen yesterday, and it was perfect. So I started it last night. So I cut it long. It's all rolled up. I cut it as long as all the full bands are, and then a little bit extra. So, or a lot extra, I should say. This way, when I'm done, I can just cut it and I'll have extra linen for something else. So this here is the start of the first band, which is the robot fandom. It's a fantasy fandom, so it's like robot. There's going to be a dragon here on each side, and then like houses down here. There is an actual name. I can't remember what it is though. It's a Japanese, I think, kind of like anime style name. Akito, maybe. But yeah, so we love Transformers and those mechabots, and dragons have always been a favorite. So this is going to be awesome. So this one here, this band, I've decided to use my variegated threads that I have made for myself. I have about maybe 15 colors in all that are not on my Etsy. They're just for me. They were like my first attempts at dyeing floss, and I loved all the colors. I just never had anything to really use them for. So I'm going to use them for this, and each band is going to be a different color. I'm going to try my best to make it match up to the theme. So this one I called Renegade, and it's blue and a red, and then like purple where it meets up. And I find it looks amazing with this robot. It just, I don't know, it really screams robot to me. So I called it Renegade. I love making up new names for things. So I'm super, super happy with how this is looking. I'm so glad I found this fabric for it, because this is like exactly what I've been waiting for. And I think it'll work out really nice too. Even like the length, it'll make a nice bell pull style. I think I'm going to do it as. I'm just picking off fuzzies off of it. So that's my new little fun guy. So next up, my whip parade. So I'll show you everything that I have in my box. I showed you my box last time, but I didn't show you what was actually in it. I may have done this I don't know, maybe my second video. Not much has changed except that I've actually worked on it a little bit. Except for this one. This one has not been worked on. This is the Harry Potter Stitch Your Own Adventure by Stewart Cunningham. So the top here we have Hedwig, the castle, and he's on both sides, and the train. There he is. He's so cute. So far, the only customization has been the wand. That was the choice that we had rolled. I was doing them with my son's answers because it was going to be for him, because he has the full Harry Potter. He got the Lego castle one year for his Christmas gift, and we have built and rebuilt that thing 3 times. It stays on his shelf. He plays with the people more than anything. And then so I was going to put it behind on the wall, like as a focal point. And then he tells me he doesn't like Harry Potter anymore. And I'm not done. So I don't know if it'll ever get done. It may not. Then next up we have the Nightmare Before Christmas Sal. I'm almost done with the boxes. I have one more row down here to do and finish up the lines here. I of course jumped ahead and did Jack, and I think I talked about this last time that my boxes were the wrong count. Somehow I miscounted. But it is what it is. It'll be what it'll be. I just have to really make sure that I don't mess up the boxes inside so it looks awful. So, like, not cutting off someone's head, basically. So mostly it'll just be like trimming the top or the bottom where the neck is. So with Jack, like, he matches the border directly, and there's supposed to be a space. So it's not the end of the world. I might have a hard time with my castles up here because they will overhang. So I'll have to figure out what to do with that. I might just let it overhang. I might just change it up. I'm not sure. This one is not started yet. I have the fabric sitting here and I just have not got it onto it yet. So that's going to be for the Cats of Disney Sal. Hopefully I'll start it this week. Then next up I have, oh, this is my coffee guide from Urban Stitches. I love this. It's coming along so nicely. I haven't worked on it in a little while. I don't really know why, but I was able to finish all of the coffees though. So next is like a fresh new start up here. And it's going to have a nice headline banner. I love the way the fabric turned out for this. I had stained it with brown dye in coffee mug shapes, like coffee rings when you leave your cup on the table and it drips down. So I had a lot of fun with that. I love black work. It comes up so nicely. This next one is nice and blue. Animal Crossing. Oh, losing my clips here. This is the Animal Crossing Sal by Stewart Cunningham. I haven't gotten very far into this one either because it's, I find I go a little bit slower with even weave. It's just requires a little bit more concentration for me, so I don't quite go as fast as I normally would. But and this one is a lot of color change also, but I really do like it, and we love the game. Actually, I was playing that this morning. I took a little break to play the game. Our Nintendo had, the Switch had stopped charging about 3 months ago, and we were trying a whole bunch of different things. We tried, friends of ours, we tried using their charger. Nothing was working. So we just kind of left it, and I had to call Nintendo to set up a repair on it. So we just got it back, and it finally works, but they did have to change the whole console. It wasn't working at all. So they replaced the console, and so we were able to actually get back into playing our games. So we started playing Animal Crossing again, and so I'll probably get back onto the Stitch. Kind of lost interest in it because we weren't playing the game. So this one is the Steady Thread as well. It's the same black work as the Vases. It's the flowers, but this is the garden style. So this fabric here, I had fallen in love with when I made it, and I still do. It just reminds me of like stained glass windows, rainbows coming through the windows. So in each box will be flowers. I'm using some very old linen DMC. My mother-in-law had some in her box that she gave me, and they're very pale. So like some you can see and some you can't see very well, but that's okay because it's more for the texture that I'm doing this, because the black makes the fabric shine through nicely, so it's totally fine. I want it to look very vintage when it comes to the flowers, so I'm super happy with this. I really should get back onto that, so I will. Oh, and I just realized I had one of the colors mixed up with it. So these are what the old linen ones look like. They're actually very hard to stay on the bobbin. They're very rough. I don't know if you can see that, but it's not smooth at all. It's very fluffy, and it does break easily. So I need to be very careful when I use it. but their numbers match, like 677. They just put an L in front to mark for linen, and I don't think you can even get these anymore. I'm not sure, so don't quote me on that, but I haven't seen them in store, and I haven't looked, but I haven't seen them online either, so I don't know if you can get them at all anymore. The sun's coming out. It's blinding me. So my next one is, what is it? Oh, this one. Oh, I haven't done this in a while. This was a sal that is long past done. This is the Outlander Style. I haven't finished this. I didn't even get far on it. Oh my gosh. This was from TT Designs. She's now done 2 sals since this one. She did a Friends sal, and she is doing right now, she has another sal going right now. Friends. Hocus Pocus. That's the one. Hocus Pocus. That's the one that I was talking about last time. Yeah, I have the fabric for it, but I haven't started it yet. So her patterns are really neat. Here, let's see. So this is Lollybrock Castle. I don't know if you can see that. It's very light. This is kind of what has paused me on this one, because like it's so many stitches of the same color, and I just lose interest when it's like that. So I was trying really hard to just power through it, and I gave up, I guess. So I'm gonna have to get back to it. And I have loose threads all in the back here. This is my system. I have my needle on my needle minder, and then I still have the threads hanging from the needle. Oh, I'm a hot mess. So yeah, I haven't even come close to finish that. I still have the border even to do. So, oopsies. We'll wrap that back up, and I haven't even finished watching this series. I need to get back on that. That was like my thing over the winter. All right, 2 more left. So this one is another one that I should just finish just to get it done with. This is by Stitchonomy. The Homely Houseplant Sal. So I have the first half done, completed. I think I just need to do the edges here of the shelving because it is supposed to be a unit. And this plant, I remember, took me an insane amount of time, and it's probably what kind of killed my love for it a little bit. So we've got this here, which shelving needs to be put on. And then this whole area here is flush with plants. So I do still have, I'm like maybe halfway through. So I would still need to finish that. And I'm not loving it so much anymore. So I don't know when I'll finish it. I'll get around to it. I love the fabric. It's just, I don't know, I'm in a love-hate relationship right now with plants. My plants aren't loving me. And they are... I don't know. I'm watering them. They have sunlight. But half of them don't want to live. I don't know. I've never been a good plant mom. So my last one that I'll show you is, actually I don't think I worked on this since I showed it to you last. So just a quick little peek there, but it's the Snowflake one that I'm working on, the pattern that I had made. I didn't add anything to it, but it's that sparkly Etoile 995. It's so pretty. I do still need to work on it, but it's kind of become like my work travel piece, and I'm not working this week, so that's mostly why I haven't worked on it. So that is that. That's all of my whips. That is everything I wanted to share this week. So thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.